Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has been out about 2 weeks, and it has done the same thing, surprise, surprise, that every other anime game has done ever. For Arena Fighters specifically, but actually pretty much all anime games, modern anime games. 2 weeks, and it's dead. It had the biggest hype out there ever for an anime game ever, and then it just crashed. Now we can actually have that discussion and say, is it the most successful anime game of all time? It had the most initial purchases, but I still think Storm 4 will be overall more successful in the long term than Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I know people don't want to hear that. When you look at all the statistics, all the numbers, and I think if you look at the long term, which we're not there yet, but if you look at the long term, and you look at the value of what the games gave you, Naruto Storm 4 is a much, much better game. It is definitely the best anime game of all time so far. I think Connections was on release, and then I think it was actually better once they patched armor and we got that first and second patch. But once we got the third, fourth patch, or whatever patch we're on, definitely the third and on, that's complete crap. They chemically castrated Connections, right? In the third patch plus. It's just complete trash. So we're gonna go and we're gonna look at these numbers right now. Oh my god, boys. It was 100,000. I swear to God. Yeah, all-time peak, 120,000. And now it's at 18,000. 15. We'll give it 16. 16%. It's at 16% of what it was. Holy jeez. What is that, down like 1,000%? Probably. So we're at 16% from 120,000 to 18,000. And you know what? I'll tell you more about that. I couldn't sell the game, bro. 2 week I got a physical copy just in case, because I knew this would happen. I had a 90% chance in my mind. I thought this was going to happen. We have empirical evidence here. You cannot fight this. It's not an opinion, right? And it's following suit, guys. The same thing that happened to Naruto Storm Connections, the same thing that happened to Jujutsu Kaisen, to JoJo Bizarre Adventure, I think Battle R, same thing that happened to Demon Slayer. Every single game, it is the anime. It's we'll call it the first month curse, but really after the first, it's just 2 weeks. These things last 2 weeks. Then after that, there's no get-rich-quick scheme. And I never, I bought the game as a fan. If you noticed, I didn't, post too much about the game. I started posting recently after the hype died down. On Bandai, didn't I make that video on Bandai Namco explaining to you, the hype cycle of anime games, right? Where's that video, bros? I literally tell you guys, and no, it's almost like they are shadow banning this video because they know that they're gonna not make profit. Sparking Zero effort will be dead in 2 weeks. Naji the Chosen One, he's been around a while, and he literally said Sparking Zero effort will be dead in 2 weeks. Now I don't know if he meant Connections will be dead once Sparking Zero is out, or that Sparking Zero will be dead after 2 weeks. That's what I think he said. It might actually be that's crazy thing. After 2 weeks, the hype for Connection was gone. The casuals ruined the hype. Yeah, it's what I said a long time ago. And Naji also said this too. The Chosen One said it. If the Chosen One said it, we should probably try to listen to him. He's the Chosen One.
In fact, what is everyone saying? Sparking Zero, Sparking
Yeah,
Zero.
no, it's Sparking Zero is joining the graveyard, and don't expect Bleach to be any different. Actually, I have a video on that, but actually, Ultimate Ninja Blazing, the mobile game, is literally dead to be never resuscitated again. Connections is I've never seen anything like it. The shit, it turned into a zombie. It's dead. It gets weird views where you get nothing. I've never seen a Storm get that low. If I did Storm 2 content, or any other Storm game, even Storm 4, it will get way more views than Storm Connections, off the rip. I don't have to wait for it. But if I hit a banger or some weird thing in the algorithm, then I'll get 1,000 to 3,000 views for Connections. Otherwise, I'm getting 80 views, 150 views, and it's just my base really just supporting me. Otherwise, it'd probably be 10 views, 20 views. It's the most deadest game ever. Because they turned the game into a Frankenstein. They killed it, revived it, killed it, revived it. And guys, I'm here to tell you, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero It's done. You're not going to get that number to go from 18,000 back to 120. Yes, when the DLC comes out, it will jump back up the same way it did for Boroshiki DLC, guys. But after those, not couple days of the Boroshiki, like maybe for like 2 to 5 days or something, like 2 or 3 days, there's Boroshiki hype, and then it goes back down to even deader than it was before. It's the only thing potentially keeping the idea, okay, like Naruto Storm Connections is living free in some people's head, rent free in people's head, right? But that's only because they know that there's like a new DLC. Like if there's like a new season announced, that's the only thing that will keep it alive and give them even more money. They'll make tons of money. Storm Connections has made a killing, a ton of money, but they're killing the IP, killing the game, and they're abusing their fan base. Disgusting. Absolutely just dying. On Steam though, right? Like that's not on console, so we don't really know. Like this is not going to be great, I know, but holy Jesus. Yeah, no, I feel the people that play this game, this is a horrible like comparison because the people that play this game are playing on console. So the people that use this and said there's only 188 people playing, they were actually ones that were basically dooming this game and cursing this game and causing problems with this game a lot of the time because they were misreading the situation. Like there's no way that Sparking Zero is, 120 times or 100 times more popular than Storm Connections. That's not true. It just happens that 100 times more people are playing Sparking Zero on the PC than they are on Connections. I could be wrong about that, but there's no way. There's no way, dude. I played 220 new people in one day that I'd never played before in Connections, and I've been playing for a year. So there's no way. The problem with Connections, the reason why you think that nobody's playing it, is that there's a matchmaker, a hidden matchmaker based on your skill that the game thinks that you have. It's a hidden matchmaking rating. You don't, BP, everyone talks about BP. BP doesn't matter so much as what the game thinks how good you are. Okay, if you win a lot, if you go on win streaks a lot, if you're crazy and you beat other people that are really good, it takes all these things into consideration. So the problem with Connections is they should have never, ever like forced you into these very tight, narrow margins of competition with other people. There should be some general like margins, but it's way too tight. It's way, way too tight. I can tell you that much. It just doesn't work well. And then you're playing the same guy. It gets to the point where I can only play like the same 5 to 10 people, and it's like I have 31,000 BP and I'm a top 500 player and these guys have 80, 90, 99,000 BP. It doesn't even make any sense. I should be playing other people with 30 or 40,000 BP. It's just this whole competitive for this is everything about this is messed up. We'll make another video about that another time, but guys, like, comment, share. I appreciate you. Thank you. What do you think?